2007, graduate high school, and my best friend James DeAnda and Sean and I are about to have the world at our fingertips. It was a pretty bad summer for us. We had 4 total friends die that summer. Josh died in a car crash. A couple weeks later, James and Kian both died in a dirt bike accident. A couple days after that, Tiffany, the girlfriend of Josh, the first guy who died, ended up losing her life as well. Alexis actually bought the truck. James's girlfriend at the time, her family got it to help her and all of us kind of keep things together, given the fact that we had just lost like 4 of our friends and stuff, and the truck gave us something to kind of rally behind. And now that he was gone, everybody kind of, the nucleus of our little friendship group was kind of broken up. So
how long has it been since you've seen the truck?
It's been like a year and a half, I think, since, well, like last August.
And it wasn't
the first time I saw it in person, and it had the back, like the cage was in the bed, but the bed wasn't on. And then it definitely did not run.
So it sounds good already, right?
It sounds good already, yeah. So far we're 1,000% better than it was last time I saw it. Because it hasn't ran, I think overall build time was probably maybe 2 years, depending on like Corona messed up some stuff, so. One day I went to the Colston's house and I saw the truck parked on the side of the house, and went and climbed in it to kind of chill and collect my thoughts. And I opened the glove box, and there was a to-do list that James had made in there. And it had stuff like order center caps for the wheels, polish the wheels, because it still had those like billet Bond Speed wheels on it and stuff. There's like all kinds of ball joints and whatever stuff that were just squeaking and making a mess. So he just wanted to clean up the truck. Well, that was kind of, I don't know, like a divine moment for me, I guess. At the time when I saw that to-do list, I just knew, like, man, James was a huge part of my life, and I could, and so I felt like I should buy the truck off of Alexis's family. But it was still just the huge still had independent front suspension at the time. It was a mess. Bought it, and then it just kind of was a thing that I had that I would go drive around maybe a couple times a month, like, everybody jump in it and we'd go whip it around to like get some food or just drive around to go collect my thoughts like in the evening or whatever. I knew the truck wasn't in a state where it could stay and be useful, but I knew also that I wasn't going to get rid of it.
2 years, and this will be the first time you see it.
2 years, and this will be the first time that I've seen it running in a while. Yeah. So.
And it's as you want. It's as you envisioned it.
More so. I just wanted simple and clean and safe. And I knew that Kibby was like, that was what we were talking about the other night. Like this shop had the talent and creativity to make like a quality thing that was going to be safe for me and the family to ride in. So, yeah. So now it's all of those.
What a better way to reveal it.
It does look like a spaceship now. When the video came out with it, James, or JMO, that's what we call a kiddo, he was like, whoa, that's like, your best friend that I'm named after. And I was like, yeah, that's right. So
now it's going to have to be his.
Now, he'll be co-pilot, you know what I mean? So, yeah, the wife is very excited to get this thing, too.
That's awesome.
She's like,
that's always good.
I need Kibby lenses and the keys to the Heavy Chevy so you can go to work and I'm going to go cruise around. And I was like, all right, no. Dude, yeah, seats and harnesses for sure. Yeah. Chase was saying that the leather's pretty slippery to ride around on. Dude, which is such a fucking crazy like paradigm shift from the problems before where it was like, I'm gonna drive it to go get gas and I hope the fucking axle roll up front doesn't like yank the fucking drive shaft out as I'm slowing down if somebody pulls out in front of me. So, dude, yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Dude, I could probably sleep under, like, in and under this thing for a while. I've got so much shit, dude. Just laying around the house that doesn't need to fucking go back in it because it's fucking done. It's done. Everything underneath is done. Things that snowballed once it was in there. We dropped the 4-wheel drive and went 2-wheel drive, so like transfer case, tranny, that all stuff had to go. Ryan has done a great job of communicating everything, and then if we had to make exceptions to stuff or took other routes with whatever, then it was very clear to me why we needed to do whatever, which that's another recommendation for anybody getting interested in getting like this level of build stuff done, is like you got to be patient and you got to like communicate honestly with whoever the builder is and then get that response back.
Yeah, next cage and seats.
Next cage, seats, some harnesses, maybe a motor from the future, and then we'll just continue both telling people that start with just a cab next time. Because, yeah, that seems to be the
Unless
thing.
it's like this, where it has the sentimental value.
That's true. And times come and go, and like, okay, cool, like truck's paid off. Well, hey, like the airbags in the back end are just this huge pain in the ass, right? So airbags are gone, left that like parallel 4-link and coiled it over, or put coilovers back there. Well, that sucked. All right, cool, straight axle swap. I gave this shop like a bunch of money and shocks and the Dana 60 and everything, and came back from deployment. The shop was closed down. It was super jankety, suspension and steering work, and then I was kind of scared to drive it then because I didn't trust what had happened to it. And I realized, like, man, the truck is so far beyond stock that I can't do just like the front or the back end anymore. So started looking around, and there's a whole lot of talent in Southern California, so I was super lucky to be stationed back out here. I narrowed it down to a couple shops, and Kibbe was one of them, and it was some of his previous builds that were pretty creative that I felt like spoke to me more about like his ability to take stuff that had a bunch of problems and then figure out all those problems and put something out that would work. And I wanted to, the end state, have something safe that was reliable and my family could jump in it and I wouldn't have to be caught up in all the problems that I had experienced before with the work that I had done with it. There was a lot of stuff going on at the shop, like Kibbetech was growing a lot and has continued to grow in the last couple of years, so it's been badass to see. It wasn't until I was like standing and we were laying under the truck right there, Ryan and I, and it was just like, man, this is my thoughts, and he just started talking all his wizard stuff under there. Opened my eyes to how real it was gonna be, the level of commitment it was gonna take from me and him. We left that day, and I don't think it was like another year until I brought the truck back actually to drop it off for work to start getting done on. I'd say one of the more popular questions that we get about, or that I get about the truck is like, what motor's in it and blah, 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 and this and that and the other. And it's the fucking tired ass old 7.4 that had a Whipple on it when James bought it, because he bought it in like 2002 or 3, and it was like, this was probably the fucking baddest truck at SEMA in 1999 or 2000.
Yeah.
I didn't even know like what poundage that pulley was fucking pushing.
Yeah, when we hooked up that line and we're checking the boost and we're like, oh man, this thing's
shit,
gonna
yeah.
blow up.
Couldn't accelerate before like driving it up here because the axle would roll so hard when you were slowing down that I was afraid that, like, you could see on the splines of the front drive shaft like where it was rubbing, like just slowing down at a stoplight or whatever, you know what I mean? So you'd get under there and you could see.
Just roll the whole front diff out.
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
truck.
If it rolled far enough, like it would have just pulled that whole fucking thing out, and then imagine if that would have caught on the 5 coming up here, and like whatever. It would have been some real Fast and Furious shit. That was one of the things that brought me even closer to the shop, was like your guys' creativity on like some of the builds that you had done previously, like the level of attention to detail and your guys' like ability to actually do that stuff. So it was like I wholeheartedly was willing to like save up my money that I was working hard for and like trying my best for someone else's best, and that's why it was like a no-brainer when I got there. So it was like, yeah, did some research and I was like, yeah, I know for a fact I want to, like, this is where I want to take it. So, and no regrets, because it's exceeded the expectation. I was hoping for. You might not understand the level of detail that every single thing takes, and so you just got to be patient and really like try and see it through the eyes of the guys that are building it, because I never wanted from the customer side to put pressure on them to feel like they needed to rush or cut corners or not be as creative in solving whatever the problem was with the geometry of the frame and like the cross members up front going back, like going to 2-wheel drive on a 4-wheel drive frame. It was a f***ing shit show. So I never wanted to pressure them into feeling like they had to hurry up. I just wanted them to have fun with the build. Then there was honestly a lot of help that came from Ryan specifically. Certain parts were gonna be a certain problem or would have required more or less fabrication, and stuff that he had available to him, he made available to me. And it was a level of personal relationship that a lot of businesses don't take very seriously nowadays. So that really took it, like, gave me a comforting feeling knowing that like this is where I was at in the shop and the kind of people that I was interacting with there. I think that would be a recommendation to anybody else looking into any build anywhere, is just like be f***ing respectful and like patient, because you never want to like hit someone up who's trying to be creative and build something safe for you and your family and have them feel like there's a f***ing timeline on it. So I definitely tried, as at least like from my end of the communication stuff, to like.
We were good under pressure, but not like the nagging pressure takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah. It's just like, what's up, dudes? Like,
I have this idea. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, how much longer is it gonna take?
Yeah.
Well, that's not
but
the
also
point of
like, hey, California's on fire. You know what I mean? Like virus, everything or whatever. You know what I mean? Like if you guys are allowed to come into work, like I hope you guys are okay first, and then like the truck second. And that, I think that I matured a little bit in that through the last couple years, and that's helped me step away from looking at this as like a financial thing in any way, shape, or form. And it's just like a fucking vessel to get closer with my family, and that was really important to me. So that's pretty cool. Let's go drive it.
Yeah.
Let's go drive it. Yeah.
Have you ever driven it that fast?
No. Dude, I couldn't, because I couldn't slow down in time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this morning, first time seeing it was when we rolled up the door and Ryan just starts f***ing spinning the tires like BJ's first recoil video, you know what I mean? I was just like, oh my God, this is what I own now. It's only gonna go up from here, because like all I can think about for the last couple weeks ever since it's been like this close. The first time I saw it on Instagram driving out of the shop, I started thinking about just the sound of my kids laughing as we're gonna be driving in it and stuff, which is why phase 2 is gonna have to happen sooner than later with the cage and the seats, because that thing f***ing rips now. I can't wait to toss the rest of the family in this thing and go get in some trouble, because North Carolina's not gonna know what to do with this thing. I really appreciate all the hard work from the guys at the shop, not just the professionalism, but the level of personality that they added to it, and the level of friendship that we grew just over the years as we were working through this thing. So thanks to Kibbetech, thanks to you too, Troy. Thanks to Connor and Brittany for watching the truck for so long. Thanks to Dan for watching it when I was gone. Thanks to my dad for co-signing the loan for me. And thanks to Sean for freaking going and buying a trailer for us to drive out here. The support network from the friends and family has really made this possible for the last 10 years that it was kind of in the making. So just thanks to everybody who's ever had a part in it, and I'm looking forward to throwing on some pretty good tunes and hopefully throwing James's mom Ginger in this thing at some point and going and ripping around and just hearing her cackle and laugh, and I'll probably be tearing up pretty good at that point, but that's it.
All right, so there it is, the Heavy Chevy all wrapped up on its way home. Brian's loading it up right now, strapping it down, and on his way back to North Carolina, so you can go enjoy it with him and his family. That ain't going anywhere.
Well, thank you, and I'll send you some videos of some ripping it around in North Carolina, just pissing off all the people who don't appreciate trucks like this.
Yeah, what kind of trucks are even in North Carolina?
I'd sent you that picture of that one, like, Cadillac, like...
Donkeys.
Yeah, dude,
Donkeys
just like...
out there.
So.